In 2025 alone, more than 130,000 New Zealanders packed their bags and left. It is the highest number recorded in over 4 decades. Airports have become scenes of quiet goodbyes, with families clutching passports, waving to loved ones who might never return. On the surface, it looks like an economic story, a simple case of people chasing better jobs and cheaper rent across the Tasman. But under it all lies something more personal.
A grim picture, boarded up shop fronts, deserted malls, and disillusioned locals who said they were struggling to find employment.
A quiet exodus driven by frustration, fatigue, and fading faith in what used to be called the Kiwi dream. For generations, New Zealand was seen as a paradise at the edge of the world. Clean air, kind people, safe streets, and breathtaking scenery. A place where balance mattered more than ambition. But somewhere along the line, that paradise started to feel like a cage. Costs rose, opportunities shrank, and optimism began to fade. Today we'll go beneath the surface to uncover why everyone is leaving New Zealand. Not just the obvious reasons, but the hidden ones are changing the country's future. From the rising cost of houses to low wages, we'll explain what this mass departure really says about life in one of the most beautiful places on Earth. The numbers tell a sobering story. According to Statistics New Zealand, net migration has swung sharply negative for the first time in years.
In 2024, over 130,000 New Zealand citizens left the country, the highest number ever recorded.
More people are leaving New Zealand than ever before. In the year to August, 134,000 people departed Aotearoa. That's the highest ever recorded for an annual period, and a 37% increase on the year before.
Tens of thousands are relocating abroad, and most of them are not tourists or students. They are workers, families, and young professionals who once called New Zealand home. The trend is clear, and the reasons they give sound familiar. The first is the cost of living. Housing prices have climbed far beyond what the average wage can support. In Auckland and Wellington, rent for a modest apartment rivals that of major cities overseas. Everyday essentials like milk, bread, fuel now feel like luxuries. Inflation is bitten deep, and interest rates keep squeezing families already on the edge. Then there is employment. Many New Zealanders feel stuck in low-paying or stagnant roles with limited career growth. Skilled graduates find themselves competing for the same few positions, while others look across the Tasman and see higher pay and lower taxes waiting for them. It is easy to summarize these numbers. Too expensive, too limited, too hard to get ahead. But numbers only tell part of the story. The truth goes much deeper than spreadsheets and headlines. It reaches into how people feel about their future and what it means to belong. Beneath the surface statistics lies a quieter truth that numbers rarely capture. The choice to leave is rarely sudden. It builds slowly through years of frustration, missed chances, and promises that no longer feel attainable. These are the deeper layers, the unseen weight pressing against the hearts of those who once believed New Zealand was enough. The housing crisis is the most visible crack in the foundation. Over the past 2 decades, property prices have climbed faster than almost anywhere else in the developed world, while wages have barely moved. What used to be an attainable dream for a young couple now feels like a fantasy. A modest home in Auckland costs what an entire farm once did. And even small towns are no longer affordable refuges. Parents watch their adult children rent indefinitely, unable to save for a deposit no matter how hard they work. Homeownership used to define stability. Now it defines inequality. For many, leaving New Zealand is not about ambition. It's about escape from a dream that turned into a trap. New Zealand's economy, while stable, is small and heavily dependent on tourism, agriculture, and a few service sectors. High-value industries and large corporations are limited, which means fewer opportunities for professional advancement. For skilled workers, growth often feels capped by geography. A nurse, engineer, or software developer may find their potential is bound by the size of the market rather than the quality of their skill. This has led to a growing brain drain, where talent quietly drains away to Australia, Canada, or the United Kingdom. People are not leaving just for money. They are leaving for meaning, the chance to feel valued, challenged, and part of something bigger. Then there is distance, the kind that no flight can shorten. New Zealand's isolation, once romanticized as peaceful and pure, now feels restrictive for many. Traveling abroad is expensive and time-consuming. Career networking, global exposure, and collaboration often happen far from its shores. Over time, this distance breeds a quiet fatigue. The scenery remains beautiful, but beauty alone cannot replace connection or momentum. Beautiful landscapes cannot compensate for a feeling of being stuck. Across the Tasman Sea, the contrast is stark. In Australia, wages are higher, rent is cheaper, and career options are broader. Professionals who once struggled to keep up in New Zealand find themselves thriving elsewhere. It is not only opportunity that draws them, it is relief. Relief from the constant pressure of trying to make a modest life work in a system that seems rigged against it. If opportunity feels closer across the Tasman, why stay where life costs more and gives less? Beyond the numbers and official reports lies a more personal story, one that reveals the quiet unraveling of confidence in the country's future. The decision to leave is no longer about chasing adventure or a bigger paycheck. It has become an emotional response to fatigue, disappointment, and a sense of being stuck in a system that no longer rewards effort. A striking shift is unfolding across New Zealand's workforce. It is not just fresh graduates or restless young adults leaving anymore. Increasingly, it is nurses, engineers, teachers, and other professionals in their 30s and 40s. People who have spent years building careers and raising families. Many of them once believed they would stay forever, that New Zealand was the perfect place to balance work and life. But as wages stagnate, workloads increase, and public services strain, that belief is fading. Families are packing up entire lives, moving to Australia or Canada where similar jobs pay more and cost of living is lower. The result is widening gaps in essential services back home, hospitals short on staff, schools losing experienced teachers. It is no longer a phase. It is a pattern. For decades, young New Zealanders were encouraged to go abroad for an overseas experience. It was almost a national tradition. Spend a few years overseas, see the world, and then return home with new ideas and stories. But that culture has changed. Today, many who leave never come back. The line between travel and migration is blurred. Those who do return often face a harsher reality than they left behind. Rent has doubled, wages have barely moved, and the sense of community feels thinner. The nostalgia they carried home turns into shock. I left for 2 years, one might say, but the country I returned to no longer feels like mine. They come back and find rent higher, pay the same, and friends gone, so they do not come back at all. Behind all this sits a slow and frustrating web of policy failures. Red tape clogs progress at every level, from small business permits to professional licensing. Immigration rules shift unpredictably, leaving both citizens and newcomers uncertain. Healthcare systems are stretched, classrooms overcrowded, and infrastructure upgrades move at a crawl. Many professionals feel invisible in the face of bureaucracy. Promises of reform are repeated year after year, but little changes on the ground. Over time, that frustration turns into resignation. When hope for change fades, departure becomes protest. People stop waiting for solutions and create their own elsewhere. These are the quieter reasons behind New Zealand's exodus. The deeply human motives that cannot be measured in statistics. They reveal not just an economic loss, but a loss of faith. The growing wave of departures is more than a migration trend. It is a slow revolution of New Zealand's social and economic landscape. Every plane that takes off carries away more than passengers. It carries away experience, talent, and a piece of the nation's spirit. The loss of mid-career professionals means fewer doctors in hospitals, fewer teachers in classrooms, and fewer innovators in local industries. Small businesses struggle to find staff, and essential services are stretched thinner each year. In small towns, the effect is even more visible. Streets that once echoed with children's laughter are quieter now. Shops close earlier, community events draw fewer people, and the aging population grows as younger families move abroad. The national economy feels the ripple too. Less productivity, slower growth, and a heavier reliance on imports and foreign workers. These are not just statistics, they are signs of a country slowly hollowing from within. A country can survive people leaving, but not when its hope leaves with them. Rebuilding that hope will take more than speeches. It will require bold housing reform, fair wages that match living costs, and industries that reward skill and creativity. It also means making return migration easier, welcoming back those who left with open doors and new opportunities. New Zealand's challenge is not just keeping people, it is rebuilding belief that staying is worth it. From the cost of living to cultural fatigue, the exodus tells a deeper story about identity and belonging. It raises a difficult question. If paradise is no longer enough to stay, what truly makes a place feel like home? Have you left New Zealand or thought about it? Share your story in the comments. Your voice might help others understand what is really happening beneath the surface. And if you would like more deep dives like this, consider subscribing. It helps us continue to tell stories that go beyond headlines and reach the heart of what truly matters.